Welcome back once again, everybody, to the channel. Today I have another special vehicle for you. It is the 2023 Cadillac Escalade Sport Platinum. Let's take a look. Okay, let's start off by taking a look at the front end. We have that nice blacked out Cadillac emblem. It has the $4,000 add-on that provides the blacked out package for everything. So the emblems are going to be all blacked out, which is super nice. We have those nice iconic daytime running LEDs. You know, you see an Escalade coming, you know what it is, and you probably know how much it costs. This one actually goes for $148,000 Canadian. It's crazy. It costs basically a small condo here in Canada. But anyways, that front end is so nice. I love that black grille. I love the blacked out accents of it, and you just can't go wrong with a blacked out Escalade. So before we move on, let's take a look under the hood. We have a 6.2 liter V8 with dynamic fuel management. That's just a fancy word for the e-torque, which you saw last week with the Yukon Denali Ultimate. But this engine is going to give us 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque, 10-speed automatic transmission. This is not the V series, so unfortunately, we don't get all that nice supercharged goodness, but it still looks great. It still looks like an Escalade, and I will take it because I've been driving it for a week and enjoying every second. Okay, onto the side profile for the Cadillac Escalade. It is a metallic gray, but it looks black in a lot of the shots, and it's kind of cool. I guess depending on where you look at it, it'll either look gray or black, and either one of those colors look excellent. I think you could slap on any color to this Escalade, and it would be absolutely wonderful. You can see how big it is with that third row extension. It's much longer than the Yukon that we saw last week, but it's all good because I love it. We have some nice 22-inch huge wheels with the blacked out emblem there too, and then also a nice Cadillac emblem here, which is also doesn't really have any color, but it's chromed out, blacked out, we could say that. Then moving a little bit like longer here, we have a nice little camera for the rear, 360-degree camera, really massive side view mirrors, of course, fake door handles with a little one-touch lock and unlock button with the little Cadillac logo. The attention to detail there is really, really incredible, and we love that. And even the rims have that nice Cadillac logo on them. You are not missing out there either, so very nice. So when we take a look at the back of the Escalade, again, at this point, it's just an iconic look. You know what those taillights are. You know how much this thing is worth when you see it on the road. We have a blacked Escalade badge there. You can only see it when I get really close like this. And then we have a 600 badge there as well. We have some nice two massive exhausts here. Like I said, it's not the V series, so it really doesn't make that much noise, but it is still nice to look at. And we have a massive rear wheel window here. And then we have the wiper is right here, nice and tucked up under the spoiler. It will not break in the winter, and we need that for the Canadian winters. This thing can handle anything you throw at it. And speaking of handling anything you could throw at it, well, let's take a look at the trunk and see how much space that has. Of course, automatic. Press that emblem and it opens right up for you. And then boom, we have so much room. You could fold the seats down with the controls right there. They're automatic for the third row. For the second row, you kind of have to move them yourself, but you have so much room in here. There's no trade-off for having a third row in this case. It's just massive. You can fit whatever you want. And with that being said, let's hop into the interior and check out what that's about. All right, let's have a look on the inside of the driver's seat for the Escalade. Let's hop right in here. Step that folds out automatically, which is super nice and we love. And already we're greeted with this pretty awesome view. I mean, we can just check that out right there. I can see directly in front of the car always. It's actually an AR display that's going to show me directions in real time if I use the in-car navigation. It's not Google or anything like that. It's Cadillac's own built-in system, but it is really cool. It'll tell you exactly which lane to go in. Now, I do have some different things. It doesn't have to be this if you don't want to drive like that. I could have it just go full map mode, and then we can have it on that, and I could also have it on the gauge mode, and we can just have like a basic car thing. But I love the AR camera. That's what Cadillac is calling it, and I'm obsessed with it, and I love it. Moving on from that part, we have a really nice leather wrap steering wheel with, you betcha, we got this Super Cruise light bar here, and then the little camera that's going to watch your eyes while you're driving. I love the Cadillac logo, how it's in the steering wheel. It's really, really well detailed. Lots of silver buttons. We have a control button here that's going to enable the audio or the microphones in the car, so people in the back can hear you and you can hear them. It's really, really cool. but I love the way the steering wheel feels. A little bit of the wood trim with the chrome here. It's excellent. It's quality. Exactly what you'd expect from a very expensive Cadillac like this. Over on the left-hand side, I have some controls here for the all-wheel drive system. You can have your 2 high, 4 high, and then you can control your ride heights here as well. Then you have some trailer controls, parking brake, and the brightness for the infotainment. Then if I move just a little bit up, well, that's where I'm controlling what I see. So I can change it from here like this. I can also do that to get my trip information, and then I could adjust my heads-up display, which I don't think you'll see on the camera, but it is there, and it's very nice and effective. Onto the side of the door where we have a little bit of wood trim here. It's like a gloss wood, not like a exposed open wood like we saw on the Yukon, but still very nice. Chrome here too. I really like the leather stitching here. Then we have some memory seats. This is where you're going to control your ventilated seats and also your heated seats. Of course, it is a very expensive car. We have both options for heating options. So moving on just a little bit to our navigation system, which I absolutely love. The screen is massive. It's well blended into the dashboard too, which I like. It all kind of looks seamless. It's super high quality OLED display. It's really fast, very responsive. It's probably one of the most responsive infotainment systems I've had to date. And of course, like I've been saying this whole video, it's an Escalade. We kind of have to expect that type of quality, and it is absolutely there. But you can have your cameras, you have your 360-degree camera control in here. You can have some vehicle information. You can control your Wi-Fi hotspot, the rear climate. Everything that you would need from really good infotainment is right here. And you can also control your ambient lighting, which looks, by the way, excellent at nighttime. You also have built-in Spotify, built-in Alexa, Sirius XM radio, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, of course. But it really makes the screen very, very small with the CarPlay setting. So I usually have not been using it this week. Moving lower from the infotainment, we have some nice built-in air vents here just at the top, and they're seamless. You can almost not even notice them, and I love that about this. And then also we have all of our HVAC controls here. My dual zone automatic climate control, I could control the rear from here too. And then also they're all like these nice buttons that feel very, very satisfying to touch and everything like that. I'm gonna actually turn it off auto because it's making some very loud noise in the camera. But anyways, I have these very nice, they're very high quality. Do they get fingerprinted? Yes, but do I care? Absolutely not. They look very nice. Onto another nice little touch of the vehicle. We have this really simple shifter. Reminds me a lot of the BMW one, where you kind of press the button in this side and then you pull back and forwards to shift the gears. Just behind here, I have the auto brake hold, auto start stop, and your lane keep assist on and off. Then you have a nice high quality little volume knob, quick for the media, phone, your navigation is here too, and then your vehicle information. And this little knob here is how you control the infotainment without actually having to fingerprint the screen, and I love that too. Then you have home buttons and stuff like that. My four ways are right here, and then you have this little nice, again, we have that gloss wood. I like the gloss wood actually quite a bit. I prefer the open wood that the Yukon had, but this is very nice too. And then we have this very nice thing that opens up. You got some cup holders, a little bit of storage here, and then you have USB-C and normal USB, so they got you covered there. This here, you slide your phone in here, and it's a wireless phone charger, very nice and effective. It keeps the phone there, so it charges at all times. It's a problem I had with the Yukon. Then we have this nice thing that's labeled Escalade right here. You can option this, I think, to get a fridge in here, but I've just put like my USBs and wires and basic stuff in here, and then it's all nice and clothed up. The whole interior is Alcantara up here, very nice for noise cancellation. Now, if we take a look at the passenger seat, you can see we have some speakers in here, and they're nice. They're effective. I find the audio system way better in here than the Yukon, but still not the best. It does not beat the Lincoln in my opinion. But anyways, these seats are really nice. The black, maybe some people will call it boring because there's no color here and you expect more from your luxury, but I don't know. I guess when you look at the exterior of the Cadillac Escalade, it kind of makes sense, right? Dark outside, dark inside with a little bit of white accents. It just looks good. And I like this little symbol here that they have embedded to the seat. They have massage seats for the passenger and also for the driver, and they're extremely comfortable. I'll talk about how it feels when we take it for a drive. Okay, let's take a look at the rear of this absolutely massive Escalade. We have a thing that folds out for us right there. Nice Escalade that illuminates at nighttime, and it looks great. Then we have the screens. It's the exact same setup that you would have seen in the GMC Yukon, where they don't turn on, well, they don't turn on automatically. You have to press them on. And then you also have to have your inputs, which you can put some stuff down there if you want. But yeah, basically you have to have HDMI in order to do it. There's nothing built in, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we roll on anyways, and we take a look at some of the HVAC controls back here. It's only heated seats in the rear for just the two captain's chairs here, but that's completely fine. Absolutely no worries there. Then you press this little guy and a cup holder pops out. I like the way that's designed. It's very nice. It's plastic, easy to clean too, so you need that if you're gonna have passengers back here. So the theme really continues with a nice big speaker there, and then you have the nice AKG speaker on the bottom too, which is really cool. And then you have that gloss wood. You know, I really like the way it looks back here, but I don't think you buy an Escalade to really sit in the back of it. I really think you buy an Escalade to drive it. I'll talk a little bit more about why I think that later on in the video. But again, we have that nice symbol, really nice things. There's no built-in sound system here into the passenger seat, but these things fold down too. Very, very nice. It's super comfortable. I've got so much room back here. I've got a lot of leg room, and these seats fold and you know, recline and everything like that. No massage though for the rear passengers anyways. So let me climb back into the third row here, and just like that, you see, I have the exact same problem here that I had with the Yukon Denali, where there's no sunroof back there. Like, I can see, and it looks really nice on the camera, but in real life, like, I have no light back here. It's actually quite dark, and I think the camera is actually picking up how dark it is back here. But if you are stuck back in the third row in the Escalade, well, you're gonna have so much room, probably even more room than the Yukon, because the Escalade does not compromise legroom at all. We have so much trunk space and a whole bunch of third row legroom. I got a vent here, some cup holders, and then a nice USB charging point back here too. So if you are stuck in the third row of an Escalade, you'll be completely comfortable. But with that being said, let me hop back into the front seat. Let me put that GoPro on my forehead, and let's take this thing for a drive. Okay, so here we go. I got the GoPro on, and we are inside driving the 2023 Cadillac Escalade. And let me tell you, it has been a very, very luxurious week so far. I've had such a great time driving this car. You know, it's exactly the ride quality and exactly the comfort that you'd expect from a $148,000 car. I mean, it's nuts. You could probably buy a small house for that, and, you know, it's crazy. I mean, I couldn't imagine what kind of, if you own one of these cars outright, I can't imagine what your house looks like. Although maybe this is what your house looks like, because you could live in the Cadillac Escalade if you wanted to, right? But overall, yeah, it's been really, really great to drive. The adaptive air suspension has been wonderful. I haven't had an issue at all with it. It's just been smooth, easy. I feel like there is a little bit of, you know, although this isn't the Escalade V, you know, tune or anything, there is a little bit of tuning in here with the Sport. The handling is super good and really, really responsive, and, you know, it does have a little bit of a kick to it, which hopefully I'll be able to show you. You know, it's just been really, really fun to drive the whole way through. Also, while you're driving, you have this nice huge screen here that I like to keep with the AR stuff, and then you have a digital rear view camera, which we love. You know, I love it on every car that I have it, and I've had it for a couple weeks now. It's been, you know, the trend of the automotive market, where I just kind of get lucky and I have these nice rear view cameras. And then also in the front, you know, I feel like I could see the whole car all the time, and that's super important, right? When you have such a big car, you want to keep the lane keep assist on, and you want to be able to see all parts of the car at all times. I like the way that the steering wheel feels in my hand. You know, it's just a really, really overall great job. I got so much visibility. I can see all through here. You know, the windows are tinted a little bit in the back, so you can see the poor people outside, because, you know, you don't want to see the peasants outside when you have this kind of car. And I mean, it's just, the visibility is great. I got the great ride height that's adjustable. It goes lower, higher. You know, it's not really meant for off-road. It's meant for more street driving, general driving, and that's pretty much what I've been doing. I've been literally looking for any excuse to get into this car and drive it around, and I've gotten plenty of them this week, so I'm very happy about that. And also, this car does get quite a bit of looks. You know, I've been you know, people look inside the car and they're not really expecting to see what looks like maybe a younger person driving it. You expect maybe a little bit more of an older person, but, you know, we young people can maybe afford these cars. I know I can't, but I mean, I've been living like I can for this week. You know what? It's fake until you make it, right? So there you go. But I just love how everything feels so high quality with the Escalade. I mean, it really makes you feel like a baller. It really is kind of a status symbol. It's just the top of the food chain when it comes to three-row SUVs. There isn't anything that I think I'll drive this year that will beat it. But I mean, there might be things that'll beat it in price point, but I mean, if you're looking at, like, you know, you don't, prices, numbers are not an option or not a concern to you, then oh boy, the Escalade's the way to go. You just can't go wrong. So this car does have a few different modes, right? We have a little button here that I could toggle them. I got a Tour, Off-Road, My Mode, which will allow me to kind of customize suspension, exhaust sound, and stuff like that. Then the Tour mode is kind of like the Eco mode, but there really is no Eco mode for the Escalade at all. And then obviously we have the most fun one, which is Sport mode. No, it isn't the V, so it's not gonna be crazy, but yeah, I'll give it a little rip here once I get to the bottom of the hill and I can see what/who is in front of me. And yeah, we will rip her along here. Just see. Let's get to the bottom. It's a little bit of slow traffic, but look. So if I press the accelerator, we go very, very fast. And the noise was actually surprising the first time that I did this. I wasn't expecting it to roar like it did, but it actually has got some pickup to it. You know, it's funny because the GMC Yukon Denali and this one share the same engine, but the drivetrain is tuned so much more different with the Cadillac Escalade. I feel like it's got a lot more pickup despite this car probably being a little bit more heavy. And it's just like, it's a little bit of a monster when you like put the throttle down. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but I hope it is. That sound is excellent. You know, it's like, you know, when you compare it to it, you know, when you look at the fact that this is coming out of a 3-row massive bus SUV that looks cool and everything, but like you just don't expect it to have that kind of noise to it and to just want to rev it over and over again. And I'm going to use that same analogy that I used last video. If you want to know what it's like to absolutely put the throttle down in a Cadillac or, you know, any one of these big cars that have the, you know, the V8 engines in them, you know, run down the street as fast as you can, light that $50 bill on fire because you are just burning gas like crazy. But if your pockets are deep like that to afford this kind of car, I mean, I don't think you care that it does, you know, maybe poorly on gas, because at the moment I'm at 17.2 kilometers At the moment, I'm at 17.2 liters per 100 kilometers, which is pretty much on par, almost exactly with the Yukon Denali. Obviously, if you take it on the highway, that number drops significantly and, you know, you kind of have a better time, but I do a lot of city and highway, and that's the number I'm getting. Yeah, my wallet is hurting because I cannot afford a Cadillac Escalade. I can't even afford a normal Escalade. So yeah, but the fact that I even get to drive this kind of car means the absolute world to me. So I'm going to take this opportunity to thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Even if you watch my video for 3 minutes, it means the absolute world to me. And I hope that I provide some value to your car research experience. But anyways, with that being said, let's talk about my favorite feature of the Cadillac Escalade, or we could just call it my favorite GM feature, and that is Super Cruise. You know, you can see this little bar on my steering wheel, and that will turn green or blue when I'm activating Super Cruise. Now, Super Cruise only works on mapped out highways. I believe most of the 20 in Canada and the 40, the Trans-Canadian Highway, oh my goodness, has the mapping of that. So if you want to engage Super Cruise on those highways, you can. It's about a $2,000 add-on plus a subscription, I think, after a little bit. But is it worth it? Absolutely. The car literally drives itself. It's, you know, think about, you know, adaptive cruise control, just except it's on steroids, and it, you know, it drives for you, turns for you. Only on the highway though, not on back roads. You cannot use it on back roads, but it's so convenient. I have a commute where I am on the highway for most of it, so I can just get on the highway, engage my adaptive cruise, put on the Super Cruise, and just sit back, relax, enjoy the music, and enjoy the fact that I'm in an Escalade. I can even pop on those massage chairs, and it will actually change lanes for me, so I don't even have to do that. It'll vibrate the left or right part of your seat to let you know where it's going to go, and then it will just speed up as it does it, so that if there's traffic behind you, it's not getting affected. And if there is somebody passing you, the car will know that, wait for them to pass, and then complete the lane change. It's incredible. It's great. It works well. I haven't had any issues with it. I know maybe some people will, because it is kind of an AI and computers do make mistakes, and they don't have as much driving experience as we human do, but they will, and they will learn from us and from themselves, and they will be better drivers than us one day. Of that I am very sure. But Super Cruise, if you can afford it, because if you can afford an Escalade, I don't think Super Cruise is going to put you in bankruptcy. Yeah, I would definitely option that out because it is great. All right, let's do final thoughts for the Cadillac Escalade. So overall, I've loved my week. Like I said at the beginning, I've been looking for every excuse to drive this car, and I think it wouldn't change. You know, I am time limited, so I do try to squeeze in as much seat time as I can with especially a car like this, because it is maybe a once in a lifetime thing. I don't know when the next time will be that I'll drive an Escalade of this caliber, so I'm taking full advantage of it. But you know, it's just such a great driving experience. It is the top of the food chain for me. It is a status symbol for that. You know, I don't think people really buy this car because they need a big 3-row SUV. I think some people just buy it just because it's an Escalade, because it looks really cool, because when you see it, you know how expensive it is, and it's just like it is a symbol to tell others and yourself that you have arrived because you can afford a crazy car like this. So yeah, I would definitely, you know, if I had the choice between the Yukon Denali Ultimate and the Escalade, I'm just going with the Escalade. You know what? Just because of what it is, the status of it, I'm gonna buy an Escalade if I have that kind of money. There's just no way about it. If I need an SUV and I'm a multi-millionaire one day, it will be the Escalade in my driveway, and I don't care what anybody thinks. You know what? I don't care if it's not electric. I don't care at all. The Escalade is super nice. It's been such a great time to drive it. I'm gonna be sad when I have to drop this thing off and go back to my normal life and my normal Hyundai Elantra, which, you know, if that's all you can afford, absolutely no problem with it, because that's all I can afford too. So there you go. But I'm in a unique situation, thanks to you again, that I can drive these really, really nice cars sometimes, and I bask in every moment. So with that being said, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Test drive the Escalade if you like it, you know, and let me know if this video has helped you in your Escalade research. You know, if you're in the market for one, let me know why you're in the market for one. Do you actually need it, or do you just like it because it is an Escalade and it is really cool and that's just what it is? Make sure you like and subscribe if you liked what you saw today on this video, so that I can continue to get more opportunities and bring you more cars just like this one. And if it's helped you, of course, let me know. And with that being said, I will see you in the next one. Take care.